When I tell you guys that I literally just recorded this entire video and my audio was off the entire time, I'm not even joking that it was actually off. But it's okay, 12 minutes, not really that big of a deal. Yeah. It is what it is. Okay, guys, so we have Rttk Team 2 released. Rttk promo is usually like the slow promo for the new EA, well, I guess it's called Eafc games now. They're usually the slow promos. People definitely prefer the cards that are just kind of like the officials because they are just what they are. With the RTTKs, it's more cool because it's like, oh, you know, like, let's see if this card goes up in price, if this card does this, if this card does that. Because a lot of these cards in the higher divisions, when they get the upgrade, sometimes they get a little bit obsolete, right? But some of them are good by base default stuff. For instance, Lewandowski, who's starting us off here, is one of those pretty decent cards you could definitely use for a while for sure. With Lewandowski's card, he has all the right playstyles. His inform card is actually a card that I have seen in multiple people's teams and divisions as I've been climbing it, and his finishing is pretty good. Like, he gets into very good positions, right? Because obviously in his case, he is a high medium work rated card. He's a 4-star player. He is a person that on a mostly lengthy accelerate, with a Hawk chemistry style, you give him crazy physical. His shooting is perfect. His pace is on the lower side, yes. But if your build-up play is on the slower side and you just get into that one opportunity with him, he's going to be very solid. Why? Because the card has all the right traits, right? So he's got first touch, he's got Trivela, incisive pass, power shot, chip shot, finesse shot, power header. These are all fantastic play styles to have for pretty much any team, right? It's going to be really, really solid to work with that. A lot of the times when I face Lewandowski, I usually face him in like a 2-striker lineup. Like, that's usually what it comes down to. It's always usually that 2-striker lineup. Dembele is going to be the next one here. So I haven't actually checked out the I haven't checked out this version of his card with the lower finishing. Definitely a card you probably have to give a finisher chemistry style to, because it is on the lower side. 87 is not that high, so there's gonna be certain situations where it could be annoying. It might be mostly ideal to actually use him in the left side, even though he's a 5-star player. So I'm telling you guys, in this game, having 90 or mid 90s, I'm not even joking, mid 90s for finishing is way more ideal than being on the lower side, for sure. Like, you do have to work like super high percentage strikes in general, for sure, 100%. But, you know, this card though is 5-star. Obviously, huge W for people who like to skill, who like to shoot with the weak foot and stuff, or pass with the weak foot. He is high medium work rated. He's a person that has Trickster, Quick Step, which is a great playstyle, Flare, and then he has the plus version of Rapid, right? So Rapid reaches a higher sprint speed while dribbling and has reduced chance of error when sprinting or performing knock-ons. So that's obviously going to be a really, really huge playstyle to work with as well. The card looks like it's well formatted. His finishing is on the lower side, which kind of matches his real-life abilities. Let's be honest, this guy's finishing is... If Dembele actually had finishing, he would be a world-class player. You know what's funny is that Vinicius Jr. used to be like that. You know, Vinicius Jr. in the beginning was a horrible finisher, but he was so good at everything else. But obviously in professional football, if you get into those attacking areas and you're an attacker, you got to score the goals, right? Or create the assists at least. And yeah, if he ever got his finishing down, like, Dembele would be very, very solid. I think that's like the main thing he's got to work on, honestly. I think he would be a fantastic player, but that finishing is what really messes with him for sure. Modric is a person who you are going to use in the attacking center mid role for the most part, right? If you take a look at this card on either a hunter or a shadow, depending on how you line him up, because if he's your attacking range at center mid in like a 4-3-2-1, for instance, having some defensive stats is helpful, because on a hunter, the main thing here is the playstyle plus version of the card, right? So sometimes you want to work with those playstyle pluses more than anything in the world, right? So if you take a look, he's got Trivela, incisive pass, long ball pass, whipped pass, technical, right? So the passing stats are all there for that type of stuff. But that Trivela, when you're on the edge of the 18-yard box against people that are parking the bus like crazy, it's very, very helpful, right? So this card could definitely be very nice. We all know Real Madrid could probably go the distance as well, because the RTTK is all about winning 2 matches and then qualifying through the groups, and Modric is most likely going to get that, let's be real, right? Next up is Pep. So this is a nice card for me personally, especially if he gets the right pace boost. The pace boost is the important part here, because at some point in the meta, it does become a little bit slow in that area once you climb the divisions. But with Pep in game on a Shadow Chemistry style, with all of the right play styles, all of them, right? We're talking Jockey, Anticipate, Slide Tackle, Bruiser, Aerial. Like, he has it all. It's really, really nice. Because this card on a Shadow, with base card stats improved in the pace, defending, and physical department, especially in the jumping area, would be crazy for this card. Because one, if you're going for near post corner kicks, boom, he's got Aerial, which is crazy. But then he has jumping stats with it too, which is just nuts, right? Like, this is definitely a really, really huge card to get, especially if you're building some sort of like Portuguese team or Liga NOS team. Like, this guy is going to be very helpful for links now and in the future if they get the right improvements. So if Porto can win the 2 remaining matches, qualify, which I think we can, to be honest, it would definitely be very nice for this card especially. It would be a card that would last a good amount of time in the divisions, right? Acuna is not a card that I see being used as an actual left back. He definitely looks like left center mid role, you know, like that's just the way the card is formatted. Because look, if you make this card a Shadow Chemistry style player, you have the pace, you have the defensive capabilities, the physical stats are there. He's left-footed, high work rates, and he has really, really good play styles. Power Shot, Long Ball, Anticipate, Bruiser, Flare, Relentless, Trivela. Like, he has a lot of very good stuff to work with, right? A lot. And it just seems like with him, you would line him up mostly in like a 4-5-1 or something, and then he would be your left mid in that team, and then you would rotate him into the left center mid position. Like, that's how I see him being used mostly, right? Di Maria's main problem right now is the weak foot, so I could see them giving him like a 3-star weak foot at the very least, which I feel like is super necessary, because the 3-star weak foot is still bad in this game. It is, like, trust me, I've taken shots with Nkunku on a Hunter, and it's still going to be bad, right? However, having a 3-star weak foot is still better than having a 2, right? Because I don't think they're going to give him a 4-star weak foot. If they did, it'd be kind of saucy, to be fair, because this card on a Hunter with Trickster Plus is pretty fun to use, right? That Trickster Plus playstyle is it's an interesting one when you attack people, for sure. Finesse Shot, Chip Shot, Incisive Pass, Technical Flare, Trivela. Like, he has a bunch of very, very good playstyles to work with too. So yeah, definitely looks like an interesting card for the most part as well. Playstyles are good. Definitely needs the right improvements to be very solid. But with Benfica right now, I don't know, man. They're rough. I think they've lost their last 2 games. Pretty sure they've lost their last 2 games. Whether they qualify is a mystery now. We'll see, man. Braga actually beat Union Berlin the other day, which was a huge W. But yeah, Benfica has lost their first 2 games, I'm pretty sure, so far. Like, 1 at home and then 1 to Inter Milan as well, which was, I think, the recent one. Yeah. Darmian is a controlled player, so that's chalked in my opinion. Yeah, controlled. Lengthy is way more better, or just way better. Pedro could be cool, but it depends on the upgrades that they give him, because Pedro actually has the right stats or the right like play styles and stuff. Pedro, isn't it like Pedro Rodriguez or something? Isn't it? Yeah, Pedro Rodriguez. Yep. Playstyles: Finesse Shot, Tiki Taka, First Touch, Trivela. He has nice traits. The traits are great. Does he have the weak foot? Oh yeah. This card has potential, especially on that Hunter Chemistry style. If they format him a certain way, for sure. It's definitely a card. Because guys, Finesse Shot and the outside foot shot, very, very effective to use, right? Inside the 18, like, Finesse Shots are way more effective than previous years, but they're still a little bit weird. But outside, it's helpful to have for sure. Deaths for the PSV Lynx Eredivisie squads. It's mostly PSV because American will be a little bit tough to come by. Matic, it needs definitely significant improvements. Eredivisie for Bergwijn's actually not bad as well. Does he have, let's see here, Bergwijn. 4-star, 2-star. Okay, they make him like a 4-star, 3-star probably. Klaus is a right back. Lacks in physical, but probably going to be a card that dribbles well, has the pace, good links. So that's not too bad. João Pedro with Brighton. I think Brighton lost their first game, actually, so we'll see if he gets the improvements. And Capi is a good one. Hector Bellerin lacks in the physical, but could be decent if Real Betis go the distance. And Capi Leverkusen on a shadow is not bad, actually, because if you actually take a look at this card, we take a look at this card, he actually has some pretty decent playstyles, right? He has block, which is a really big one, and then he has jockey as well, so your manual defending would feel a little bit better. And his pace split is actually in a very good area too, so when you give him that shadow chemistry style, it's actually like a pretty solid card, right? If they improve the base card stats for defense and physical, that's gonna be the big things, right? Sissoko, Götze, Diego Carlos, Jonathan David, maybe some people use. Classier, Amarty. Baka looks decent. The problem is how tall she is. Let's see. 5'3". 5'3" at left back is not ideal. It's not ideal at left back. However, if you use her on balanced left back, a card that you have the intention of attacking with, okay, balanced left back, or left mid position in a 3-back formation, then it's a pretty decent card. But you will lack in physical, right? She is 5'3". She has great playstyles, though. The playstyles are all there. Very, very good playstyles. Very solid. But definitely lacks in the physical departments for sure. But yeah, that's pretty much it. This card might be decent too, actually. Let's see. If they give her a 4-star, 4-star, yeah, that's actually not bad. High medium, 5'4", attacking center mid, maybe a cam. Could be a cam on a hunter. Oh, but the 62 agility, that's not going to be a good balance on the card. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys, for the Rttk, man. Honestly, maybe like 3-4 cards here worth reviewing for the Rttk team too. If like it depends on the upgrades, of course, right? I would say like 3 or 4 of them are worth reviewing for like the long period of time. But yeah, Rttk is usually like the slow promo for FIFAs or for Eafc. And then the game gets better when they actually start doing like actual promos that are more interesting, because they're just the official stats. Nothing changes, right? Like it gets better when it gets to that point, because that's when they start dropping like better SBCs and stuff too, right? So, but yeah, one more week of Rttk too, and then we hopefully move on to, in my opinion, better promos. Rttk is kind of like, you know what I mean? Because they're based off of potential upgrades, they're cards that you have to pack. People don't have coins, they have to get the coins, you know, it's a bunch of stuff, right? So, but yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video today. I'll catch you guys for next one. Peace out, dudes. Love you guys.